Welcome back, suckers, for this week's edition of An Irritable Person's Mailbag, during which I will recite in my cold, lifeless voice everything you could have read Monday through Friday on my Substack, Ask an Irritable Person. Monday. Dear Irritable Person, I am running myself ragged. I had so much on my plate that I finally had to scrape it off and put it on a platter, but now my platter runneth over. Am I making sense? I'm functioning, on about 2 hours of sleep a night on average. Sometimes I regret giving up my meth addiction for Lent. Is it still Lent? I worry about my decision-making capabilities sometimes. Wait, what was that? Never mind. I thought I saw a white she-wolf in the corner. Thank God I'm only sleep-deprived and not on drugs. When I was getting high, there used to be a pack of those fuckers nesting in my bed and my bathtub. I had to sleep in the garage under my car and pee and shit in the kitchen sink. Squirrel! Haha. Doug, I love that movie. I've forgotten why I'm writing you. I do feel somewhat overextended. Having done nothing for so long, I now want to do everything immediately. My place is a mess. Well, it's not a mess, but it's not up to my perfectionist standards. But that's only because I've chosen to set my standards so high that they are impossible for any human to achieve. But I can do it. I just need to try harder and stop being so lazy during the 22 hours a day I'm awake. Sometimes I fear that I may have taken on more projects than I can chew and spit out. I have a full-time job, and I do a lot of work on my recovery, going to meetings, doing service and step work, and my house needs cleaning. Did I mention that? Actually, now that I take a good look at it, it needs a complete renovation, and I ought to be looking for a better job. I want to become more politically active once I decide whose side I'm on. I want to foster many animals, from cats to honking big gorillas and tigers, also fish. But I may need a bigger house for that, which leads me back to looking for a better job. I want to give back to everyone and everything. Now! Where was I? Sincerely, not enough hours in the day. Dear Not Enough, I'm going to be briefly serious for a moment and tell you that your first job is working your recovery always, in every aspect. All the meetings and fellowship and service and my personal fave, gratitude lists, not. And meditation. You very badly need to start meditating immediately. Do it. You're supposed to suck at it. That's the goddamn point. Your second job, probably, is your job. All other priorities rescinded, as the nice homicidal robot says in Alien. That's right. I just spoiled a 45-year-old movie. Bite me. I'm not sure how much more sincerity I'm going to manage, but I'll try, you dolt. You're in the process of a bizarrely healthy form of harm reduction, swapping out an addiction that could kill you quick for one that will kill you slowly over decades and from the inside out. I'm referring, of course, to workaholism, the official sponsor of the United States of America, endorsed by every generation since the Puritans landed on Plymouth Rock, looking to tell other people how they should live their lives. The cure? Dedicate 1 day a week to doing absolutely fuck all. And on the other 6 days a week, find time for pointless so-called fun things. Binge reality TV. No, don't. Read some classic literature and some schlock paperbacks. Listen to the Carpenters. Do not Google the Carpenters. Adopt a fish. One fish. And stare at it. A lot. And don't worry, it's not staring back at you. It's just busy being a fish. All of these things should help you discover what you're most lacking. Sleep, you maniac! Sincerely, Irritable Person. Tuesday. Dear Irritable Person, please help me. I am a very nice person. I have been told this repeatedly from an early age, and I know I will continue to be nice to the grave. However, I am now in a situation, through no fault of my own, that I suspect calls for a response that is out of my usual wheelhouse of kindness. Something caustic, perhaps profane, definitely alienating. Can you help? Today, I received textual correspondence from the Jamie Lee Curtis Facebook fans page. I have occasionally posted pleasing comments about items I have enjoyed there, and I have responded emotionally via emoji to, well, just about every post that she or her people have left there for her fans. But this morning I was shocked when I received a text back from her, them, via Facebook's excellent textual communications platform, Facebook Messenger. It read, "I've noticed your enthusiastic likes and comments on my official page. I decided to connect with you more personally. Looking forward to chatting with you." Naturally, I was unnerved. Oh my God, I thought this was a one-way thing, and I was very comfortable with that. In fact, I prefer my relationships to be one way so that I can stay out of them. Was I going to have to keep up my side of this unnatural conversation? That is not what I am on Facebook for. And then they, texted me again. "How long have you been supporting me?" I locked all the doors and windows. My Spaniel Terrier mix, Terry the Spaniel, is still outside. He's my early warning system. I've seen movies before. He's adorable and a great hang, but he's dead no matter what I do, so he might as well be useful for once. I didn't think she knew I existed. I'm actually thrilled that she, or her team, are not only aware of my presence on this planet, but that they've reached out to me. But that's about all I can handle, thank you, and now I want them to get lost. What do I tell them? Or her? Sincerely, frustrated showbiz community aspirant. Dear aspirant, oh, I can help. Watch me drive this softball into the upper deck, baby. First of all, note today's date, April 1st. Note it well. Consider the possibility that you're being pranked. The next most likely possibility is that someone new and way too eager is handling communications for the Jamie Lee Curtis Facebook fans page. They'll calm down eventually and then quit. I doubt it's a paying gig. Second of all, bitch, it's a text from a stranger. Ignore it. Third of all, Terry the Spaniel and I question whether you are, in fact, a very nice person. Fourthly, this is your fault. But most importantly, why do you aspire to belong to the showbiz community? Do you want to end up like Robert Blake or Fatty Arbuckle in prison? How many happy celebrities do you think there are aside from Kristen Bell? Have you ever seen a photo of Peter Bogdanovich? He always looks like he's trying to remember what happiness was back in the 70s, even when the photo was taken during the 70s. Why can't you be happy being who you are, you miserable shit? If you are as kind as you say you are, I pity you, but I'm sure you'd get into heaven, if it existed, and that many people love you. Of course, they probably just love you because you do things for them, much like your quote-unquote love for Terry the Spaniel. But if you're reading this column, you're probably a masochist, so I'm sure you get off on that kind of thing, and you spend most of your day being used with a big smile on your face. So what's your fucking problem anyway? I don't see it. You are, of course, right to worship celebrities. I hope you ooze emojis over a wide range of them. Celebrities are better than us, but only because they have a lot of money and can pay for a lot of help. We all start out in life as baseline zeros, demanding that adults literally wipe our asses, and at heart, we never really change. Ever yours, Irritable Person. Wednesday. Dear Irritable Person, I need some straight talk, a real shock to my system, and you seem like the person who can deliver it. I lost a close family member 3 months ago, someone who I loved very much and who was very dear to me. I'm finding it very hard to move on, even though everyone in my life, friends, family, co-workers, Uber drivers, have told me that they're kind of tired of my grief, and they wish I would shut up about it, because it depresses or annoys them, or they would just prefer not to have to deal with human emotions, either their own or other people's. That sounds like good reasoning to me, but easier said than done, I guess. I can't stop thinking about my loved one throughout the day. Usually the memory makes me smile and lifts my heart a little higher, or a lot higher, but this just seems to irritate the other people in my life all the more. I feel like she's still with me, that I carry her with me in my heart. However, my friends, particularly my boss, who I consider a friend, tell me that's a little psycho, and that if I think about her at all, I should confine it to once a week for 5 minutes, preferably on Sunday evenings, so I can clear my head and be able to focus exclusively on my job during the work week. I'm a team member at an Amazon warehouse. Can you give me a rude awakening to snap me out of feeling my damn feelings? Sincerely, Stuck. Dear Stuck, who are these idiots you surround yourself with? Oh, that's right, you work for Amazon. And by the by, who is anyone else to tell you what to do or how to feel? Present company excluded, of course. You know what you need to change? Your job, your social circle, your phone number, possibly your address, and maybe your name, so you can get the hell away from the noxious, judgmental assholery of the people around you. No wonder you can't stop thinking about your loved one. She was probably the only person in your life worth a good goddamn. There's no time limit on grief, you idiot. You lost someone you loved and you miss them because you're not a total psychopath like your boss. This isn't rocket science, except to your moron friends, colleagues, and relations. What's this move on bullshit so-called advice you've been getting? How's that supposed to work? Do you flip a switch and reprogram your brain so that you forget all about your loved one? I enjoy Severance too, but it's a warning, not a how-to. How did you miss that? I mean, I know it's a real slow burn, but seriously, do you sleep through most of it? Do as I say, not as they say. And thank you, your letter was really irritating. I've got a lot of excess energy now that I've got to burn off. I might actually go to the gym or something. Sincerely, Irritable Person. Thursday. Dear Irritable Person, I have a juicy personal problem that I'd love to share with you, but I'm a little reluctant to reveal so much of myself. Unwrapping my complex layers one by one and leaving myself emotionally naked in front of you scares me a little. After all, I know next to nothing about you. You are a stranger to me, a tantalizing mystery. Can you tell me a little more about yourself? Truly, Curious. Dear Curious, thank you for your question. This is a refreshing and much-needed change of pace for me. I cannot tell you how tiresome I'm finding other people's lives, and I haven't even been at this gig a full 2 weeks yet. I think the first thing I want you to know about me is that I love it when people are coy and play hard to get, especially when they know they're manipulating me, and I know that they know that they're manipulating me. And they know that I know that they know that they're manipulating me. And here's what really gets my heart racing. When I know that they know that I know that they know that they're manipulating me. Wowza. I mean, come on. I'd love to tell you about my juicy, nice use of the adjective, by the way, problem, but I need you to coax it out of me. Holy Salome of the 7 fucking veils. No, make that 7,000 veils. Mother of God, you're as hot and humid as Atlanta in August. I have no way of knowing if your face lives up to your passive-aggressive aggressiveness. But if you are an uggo, you'll wear a mask for me, won't you, if we meet? Sidebar. Let's meet. Yes, do get to know me. I am a twisted piece of work. I love that about myself, and anyone I hook up with needs to accept that. Sidebar. Let's hook up. Here I am. I love to laugh, but only at other people. My favorite meal is raw goldfish, plucked from a sensitive child's aquarium while they are watching. My favorite color is black, because it is the absence of color and not actually a color. My favorite childhood memory is my aunt's funeral after the threshing accident. No, let me be honest with you. My favorite childhood memory is the threshing accident. My deepest wish is that we spend the rest of our lives together. Sidebar, let's spend the rest of our lives together. Also, I am a compulsive liar. Your move. Truly, Irritable Person. Friday. Dear Irritable Person, I don't know if this is a problem or not, but I am having sex constantly. It's all I think about. If I'm not having it, then I'm looking for it, or catching a quick nap after it so I can do it again. My therapist says I have a problem, but frankly, I'm not so sure. I feel kind of blissed out and tired all the time, but isn't that how everyone feels? Or should feel? Wouldn't that be a nice world where everyone walked around kind of dazed and perpetually post-coital? Maybe it's other people who are wrong. Maybe they're just jealous, as my mom, who's super hot, by the way, likes to say. Then again, maybe it was kind of a warning sign the other day when my dad fired me from my no-show job for showing up. Fortunately, I'm doing his accountant, so I remain, quote, on the payroll, unquote. All I know is that no matter how much I shower, and I shower a lot, my skin always retains a thin, slick, oily layer of lube on top. I sunburn very easily. On those rare occasions when I go outside during the day, I begin to sizzle like bacon on a hot frying pan. But wait, there's more. If I walk around my apartment barefoot, I slip. I've hit the back of my head on the floor more times than I can count. Or at least more times than I can count these days after hitting the back of my head on the floor so many times. I can't get the lube out of my sheets, my hair, my kitchen utensils. I can't remember how it got on my kitchen utensils, so I may have a drug problem too, I'm not sure. No, wait, I remember how it got on my kitchen utensils. Oh, that's gross. I'm so gross. I do have a sex problem. No, I don't. I don't have a sex problem. I get sex whenever I want it, and even when I don't. What I have a problem with is my kitchen utensils. I just need to switch to plastic. I have an eating problem, not a sex problem. Or am I wrong? What do you think? Never mind. I'm fine. Writing this has been very therapeutic for me. Thanks. Signed, All Lubed Up. Dear Lubed, finally, a sex question. It only took 2 weeks. I think you're absolutely right. The problem isn't you, it's us. People aren't having enough sex in this country. That's what's causing all of our current political turmoil. There's a lot of frustration out there, and we're taking it out on naturalized citizens and visa holders who are here legally and whose only crime is that we assume they're having more and better sex than we are. Get laid, America! Even England is getting more ass than you are, and that is truly sad. The fact that you're switching to plastic and you're boning someone who can pay you tells me that you are a practical young person who knows how to take care of their own needs. That's not the mark of a sex addict. You, sir or madam, are a stud who just happens to have sex with strangers constantly. I'm assuming unprotected, since it doesn't even occur to you to mention that. You apparently have no sense of responsibility for either yourself or others, you have no job, and you feel not an iota of guilt about living off of other people. All of which earns you this judgment from yours truly. Well done. Sincerely, not really, because you're a mess, Irritable Person. And that's it for this week's mailbag. Look for Irritable Person's weekly catch-up audio mailbag every Sunday, and follow the daily column every Monday through Friday on Substack, because it's just what you deserve.